Net for service.
Nadal was going to challenge that serve there for a
15
second.
left. Love.
That's a strange serve there from Djokovic.
30-15.
He changed the pace, only 102 on the first serve. And the direction was straight into the hitting zone of Nadal, and that's what happens when you do that. I don't quite know why he did that, hit that serve at that stage. Only 4 aces from Djokovic today. That would be normally about 3 times as many as this after a match of this length. But
maybe he's taking a little bit off it. It's 80% first serves.
I'm not sure why he'd be taking off such speed. I know he doesn't want too many second serves going at Nadal, but his second serve is one of Djokovic's best parts of his game. Well, the approach shot here was not as good as it should have been from this position. And once he gets that dipper down at his feet, he knew he was in trouble.
Djokovic.
He's not a man to wilt, Djokovic. Don't worry about the slightly hanging head sometimes. And he just plays at this point beautifully. 30 all, 2-3 down.
Well, they just become regulation, these type of points, because the standard is so high. It's one after the other. Quality.
Djokovic. Three games all.
I'm thoroughly enjoying this final at the Artois Championships. There is a tournament next week up in Nottingham. Live commentary on all the singles matches from the City of Nottingham Tennis Centre on bbc.co.uk/Nottingham. Full coverage of the final on BBC Radio Nottingham as well, if you fancy following that tournament.
15 love. Thirty love. Forty love. Game Nadal. Nadal leads 4 games to 3.
It's just laser-like on the forehand side, isn't it, from Nadal? He trusts it completely. Set point down in that first set. What a crucial passage of play that was in that tie break. Serve is performing pretty well today. So the two best players this year, according to the computer and according to their Grand Slam records as well, going head-to-head here at the Artois Championship. It's a wonderful finish to this tournament. Absolutely fantastic. And we should thank the sponsors who've been on board for 30 years. They've been a part of this. But no more. That's come to an end. I mean, these days, most of the time, sponsorships don't last that long. So great loyalty from them, and they've been rewarded with a final worth finishing with.
I think they certainly have. Interesting just watching the slow-mo there of Nadal's
Time.
footwork on his forehand side, and you look back at the clay courts where, you know, he spends half his time doing those long slides where he hits the open stance forehand for winners, and as soon as he gets to grass he adjusts the footwork and does smaller steps because he knows he can't do the slide, and he just mentally adjusts as soon as he comes on this surface.
We haven't seen a French Open Wimbledon double for many years. I need to get my record book out. Was it 1980? Or
Beyond Borg, yeah.
15 love.
it looks on this year, doesn't it? It's a possibility again. Mind you, it has been the last 2 years.
all.
Now, serve volley for about the first time in the match, but went right back to where Nadal was standing. Not a good idea. That was Nadal's first drop shot of the day as well.
15-30.
Beautifully disguised. Djokovic here picks the angle, and Nadal onto it.
First-class defense from Rafael Nadal.
15-40.
What have you got to do on the approach, John?
It's just a vicious shot here from Nadal just dips it so low, pace, accuracy. Well, if he had made that, then I think Djokovic should just go home immediately. That would have been scary. He almost made it too. He's unlucky he slipped because he was odds on to win this point.
30-40.
Boy, if he had made it, he probably would have been home fairly soon.
So he would have had a good chance on that next pass, and he almost made it. He's not trying hard enough.
Oh, well played, Djokovic.
Use.
He's made of stern stuff.
Net for service. Net for service. Advantage Djokovic. Game Djokovic.
Well,
4 games all.
normally I would say that had to be a bad bounce, but I didn't say that with Dave Coulton around. Never have a bad bounce at Queen's.
It looked like it shot through, but he hit a ball so flat and so hard, Djokovic, that it's just possible, but it just went through at the right air ball.
We don't see that very often from Rafa.
Love 15.
Brilliant forehand. Saw the gap. Nailed it.
Love 30.
Djokovic is definitely back in the room now. Earlier on in this set, he looked to be a little bit uncomfortable. His concentration may be wavering after the disappointment of losing that first set. But now it's at 4-all, and it's 30-love Djokovic on the Nadal serve. Too long. Unusual.
Love 40.
alert the media. Nadal missed a forehand. Wide.
Djokovic leads 5 games to 4.
This boy Djokovic is a piece of work. You think he's all calm on the exterior, don't you? There's like a volcanic eruption going on underneath there. Earlier on this week, it was a match that we did together, John, we enjoyed. Went late into the night. He was a set and a break down, wasn't he, against his countryman, Jarko Tipsarevic, and he came back. Just following a similar pattern.
There's a lot of eye contact with his coach between almost every point. He looks over. It's, some players do that more than others, but Djokovic has a real good connection with his coach and likes that encouragement coming back at him the whole time.
Superb appointment, Marian Vida.
Yeah,
really fine player himself. Just a grinder of a tennis player. 34 in the world at one point. 1987 that was.
It's a great match, this one, but a bit strange in some ways, because in the first
Time.
set, Djokovic really in charge in a lot of ways. In this set, Nadal was sort of having the upper hand, and you could have a situation where they both win the sets that they really shouldn't have done. But still early days yet. Djokovic still got to serve out the set. Not the easiest thing to do against Rafael Nadal.
Love 15.
It's just an iron man, isn't he? Caught the forehand a little bit late on the return. It helped him. And he goes behind Djokovic for the first point.
Love 30.
This is a man who's never beaten. Djokovic will be disappointed to have missed this, having made the ground of the ball.
Net for service. Fifteen, 30. Net for service.
Gutsy effort there.
Djokovic stood his ground against the Nadal forehand, didn't he?
I think he's got fed up of moving. Just stood here, and the bluff worked because that looked like odds-on Nadal winning that point. Oh, that's frightening defensive play. What a lob. What a lob. That is ridiculous.
30-40.
How did he keep himself in this point?
Net for service.
Oh! Oh, come off it. That was just too good.
But this is another of those points, like in the tiebreak in the first set. Yeah. Man, oh man, this is really quite something to watch this match. Unbelievable hitting and desire from both players. And remember, that was a break point to Nadal. 24 shots in that rally. Brutal.
This is just getting better, better and better.
Some of the crowd are on their feet for that.
Advantage Nadal.
Unbelievable. Djokovic taking a long walk after that point. How do they keep this up? Imagine if this is a best of 5 set match. You'd have to have 2 stretchers out at the end.
Another break point to face for the server. Tough professional work from Djokovic there. first serve. He knew he was going to make that. Still puffing hard.
Advantage Nadal.
Taking a long time between points, but strictly speaking against the rules now and again, but you know what? That's okay.
Well, Rafa takes his time. There's
Both
no way
of them
Steve
do.
Ulrich, the umpire, is going to penalise Djokovic at this point.
No.
Staying with the spirit of the match, which is good. It's another break point.
Oh!
Fantastic. Fantastic. This guy's ridiculous.
Yes.
5 games all.
That is, I mean, that's just very hard to describe, really, isn't it? What it must be like to play Nadal. Is just granite.
Well, you serve for the set against most players on grass, and you think, got this one in the bag. Come up against Nadal, no.
The party can wait. Hasn't even celebrated his French Open victory yet.
Incredible.
He's got willpower, that's for sure. It's 5-all.
$15 left. $30 left.
Djokovic still dealing with his disappointment
Yeah,
from the previous game.
body language not too good at the moment in comparison with Nadal, that just has not changed. He's just fired up every second of the match.
The Serbian is
$40
gathering his strength for the next game. He
Yep.
knows he's going to have to hold that to go into another tie break. Not sure how long this point's going to last, John.
Well, that's one way of ending it, one way the other.
40-15.
That could be the hardest forehand we've seen in the tournament,
Yeah, look at
if
this.
not in the whole year. Look at that. 100 miles an hour off the forehand. Then he chucks his racket in there. He's hit another big one in that rally too.
This would be caution to the wind.
He's just opening up his shoulders and having it just whacking it, and they're all going in at the moment.
Deuce.
Isn't that amazing? 40 love down, semi-tanked.
Yeah.
In other words, you know, maybe I'll hit a winner, maybe I won't. Suddenly back in the game.
Advantage Nadal. Nadal. Nadal leads 6 games to 5.
Sarah Jones just wonders if we could ever work out the mileage run by tennis players. Well, I don't know if that's possible. I suppose if we put a pedometer on them or one of those things. It would be interesting when playing Nadal to measure people's heart rate with a monitor, because you know, it's got to be up at 180, 190 or 200 after some of the rallies. I mean, I can't imagine anybody being fitter than Djokovic, but he is being pulled and pushed and stretched. But he's still in there. Got a hold serve now, John.
Oh, it's frightening, frightening prospect.
We knew that these were the two players pushing Roger Federer for the world #1 ranking coming into this tournament. They've emerged into this final and provided a spectacle.
How's that for intimidation?
Time.
May as well send a telegram saying, I'm ready.
Exciting things to think of is that we're going to have many more matches like this in the next 5, 6, 7 years with these two around.
Djokovic, the real deal. But serving to stay in this championship match at the Artois.
Love. $15 all.
Will be a challenge.
Djokovic is challenging the call. Right side, far sideline. Ball was called in. Challenge.
An insult to Rafael Nadal. He never misses his forehand down the line. He's curling it back in. Just caught the edge.
15-30. Djokovic with 2 challenges remaining.
Such a key point as well. Nadal on the verge of victory.
Needed that big first serve there, Djokovic.
30 all.
Oh, wild.
30-40.
He read the pass from Nadal on the backhand side. That was heavy-handed. Two and a quarter hours the players have been out there on court. Match point. So many great champions at this great tournament. Maybe Nadal will be the greatest of them all. The top seed triumphs. And now he can rest. His work is done again. Absolutely amazing.
Incredible. We've got to hurry up with the presentation. He may fall asleep. He deserves a break. Incredible. How much he wanted this title. It just shows you what this man brings to the game. Stunning performance from both players.
Chris Kermode, the tournament director, in his first year. Only 3 tournament directors in the history of this championship. Clive Bernstein, Ian White, and now Chris. Saying thank you very much, Rafa.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Chris was a handy player himself. He knows greatness when he sees it, and so does Francisco there, Francisco Roy.
I like the way Uncle Tony, who we normally see, took the week off. Said, Raf, you going? I'm taking a week off. Go and win the tournament, and I'll see you next week.
There would have been questions asked if Rafael hadn't won. No, Francisco.
Yeah.
But you see, there's Nicola Arzani of the ATP Tour there.
1-2.
Oh, this is going to get a cheer. Yeah, there we go.
Those girls were just wishing that photographer was
Well,
out
ladies
of the
and
way.
gentlemen, 30 years of Artois Championships, and have we ever had a better final? We would now like to present the Artois Trophy. On court to greet the presentation party, Chris Kermode, Tournament Director of the Artois Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Gloucester, who will present the trophy.
Do we have the Duchess with us? Making her way down to the court. Big supporter of tennis. All around the world, actually. Really loves the game. Plays it too. Stuart Smith, President of the Lawn Tennis Association, accompanying the Duchess onto court here. I hope she's got the right heels on, otherwise Dave Kimpton will be after her as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Gloucester, who will present the trophy, accompanied by Mr. Stuart Smith, President of the Lawn Tennis Association, Mr. Robin Edwards, Chairman of the Artois Tournament Committee, Lord Marshal of Knightsbridge, Chairman of the Queen's Club, and Mr. George Kyle, Head of Sponsorship, Stella Artois. Our runner-up, Novak Djokovic.
I can say is we've seen some great tennis on this court over the years, but I tell you, I don't think we've seen anything quite like that. It was a shame someone had to lose that. You threw everything at him, though, Novak.
Well, I tried, it was a great match. Thank you all guys for making this happen, and it was a great atmosphere. Thank you for the support. It's been a terrific week. I've been playing only 3 years on this surface, so it's been quite an improvement for me coming to the finals. So, of course, I want to congratulate to my opponent, fantastic player. I mean, he's, I don't know if somebody ever did it in a history to win a French Open and then, next week on grass, Queens. So well done. This is an amazing achievement and keep on going.
Well, congratulations to you too. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck at Wimbledon too, Novak. Novak Djokovic.
Ladies and gentlemen, our 2008 Artois champion, Rafael Nadal.
Nadal just saying thank you very much indeed to Dave and Graham Kimpton for the preparation of the grass courts. They've done a fantastic job as well, and the organisation has been first class. That's why the top 4 go through to the semi-final, and this is why they put in this sort of effort. It's not the biggest tournament in the world in terms of prize money, but the prestige very high. And now the trophy. It's almost as big as the European Cup in football, isn't it? It's a beautiful trophy.
Oh, Rafa, first of all, have you ever won a bigger cup?
No, first one in my life big like this.
Now, you've made the transition from clay to grass look easy.
Never is easy, but well, this week was amazing for me. Play the final here against Novak. Well, congratulate Novak for his year. He's doing unbelievable things, so congratulations. And well, for me it was amazing win this final. No, thank you very much all the crowd for supporting me all the week. Without these people, it's gonna be impossible for me to win this final. No? Especially, I don't want to forget to say thank you very much the sponsor Artois. 30 years supporting this tournament. Thank you very much. Thank you very much all the organization, director of tournament was very, very nice with me always. And all the authorities, especially Her Royal Highness, for being here. Thank you very much.
Oh, well done to you, and have a well-earned rest. We'll see you at Wimbledon. Ladies and gentlemen, the Artois champion, Rafael Nadal. From all of us here at the Queen's Club, goodbye.